everyone, and welcome to episode 498 of the MTG Goldfish Podcast. I'm Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and we have the small crew here this week. Richard couldn't be here. He's off in China at the moment, but we have with us Krim. How's it going this morning, Krim?
Morning. Yeah, my dad's off to China, so he's out there hanging out and doing things. But I'll gladly hold it down for him and channel my most, inner magic boomer energy I can.
Channel your inner Richard for this podcast. Yes.
Yeah, my inner Richard.
So today we have some interesting topics. So we got Mark Rosewater's State of Design article from the past year. Going to talk about that a little bit. We have a BNR update coming next Monday. So we wanted to get into what we think might change a week from today. We got some spoilers from Foundation, some Arena Precon news, and then some fish mail. So that's an overview of the cast for today. Before we jump into it though, a reminder that today's show is brought to you by Card Conduit, and Card Conduit's the easiest way to sell your Magic cards. If you ever get tired of the hassles of buy listing, you can skip them with Card Conduit. You can use their curated service where you send in as many cards as you want with a buy list value of $1 or more and pay just a 5% fee. And if you want to do a bit of work, you can use the sorted service where you list and sort your cards in advance and pay just a 2% fee. Either way, you're going to get a detailed report with the results and a fast payment once your order is processed. And you can even get another 10% off by heading over to cardconduit.com/MTGGoldfish. Card Conduit, they're the easiest way to sell your Magic cards. So thank you to Card Conduit for supporting this show. And let's talk some Magic. And let's start with, let's start with the big topic, which for me is the upcoming BNR update. We're going to get into the same design in a minute, but BNR update's coming. We've been kind of counting down the days for the past month or so, ever since WotC did a stream and said pretty much expect changes at the end of the month on August 26th. So that's coming up a week from today, and I'm curious, Fred, what you're expecting with this BNR. So let's just go kind of through the formats. Let's work back from Standard, back through the older formats. First off, Standard. Will you change anything in Standard, do you think, with this BNR?
100% no. I think everything in Standard right now is looking great. So let's just let it ride out and not do anything yet.
So I agree with you. I think Standard's in a good spot. There's always going to be things that are decks that have really good draws or whatever, but that's part of Standard. I'm curious though, because one card that came up in this past week that people suddenly realized is really strong is Innkeeper's Talent. It's like Magic Twitter realized a week after everyone on YouTube realized that it was really busted. So people are realizing that you could use Innkeeper's Talent to instantly ultimate Planeswalkers. And Golgari with Innkeeper's Talent is the most played deck in Standard right now. I even saw some people saying, I think this is going to have to be banned. It's too strong. Not that it needs to be banned next week, but do you actually think Innkeeper's Talent is a card that in its life in Standard could actually require a banning?
I don't know. I don't think so, personally. I felt like it was strong, don't get me wrong. But every time I've played against it on the ladder, it's never really been that big a deal. Mostly just because I am waiting for, I essentially have to account for it. So I do think it's powerful. I do think it's something that you have to respect in the meta. But just, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem that offensive to me. What's bad about it? Because you are relying on somebody going turn 2, play Innkeeper's Talent, turn 4, right? Level it up because you need 4 mana, and then turn 5, they'll drop Vraska with the Phyrexian whatever reduction. But
yeah.
I think one thing that people don't know about that Phyrexian reduction is that it is going to be doubling. It enters, it'll double what it enters with, and then it loses 2 counters.
Yeah.
So I think that
technically you could choose which way to apply it, right? And you always want to apply it the way that gives you the most counters. But yeah, that is a weird. I missed that at first when I started playing the deck. Actually, I thought I had to get to 6 mana to cast Vraska, but no, you can actually do it for 5 mana. It is good, but it is interactable, right? There's many windows. You have to play it on turn 2. You have to pay a mana to level it up to level 2, then 4 mana to get to level 3. So there's a lot of time in space for you to actually just answer the talent if you need to. So I think it's really good, and I think it's one of the strongest things you can do in Standard. But at this point, it's hard for me to see it as a bannable card. It seems like a good card, but it's I don't know. I haven't seen it dominating the ladder or anything. Like, I play against it on occasion, but I get wrecked by mono red or that flinging your mono red deck way more than I lose to Innkeeper's Talent.
The Rakdos deck is, I find, way more consistent.
Yes.
Right?
Oh.
What's funny here is, like, because of that, I've got a little bit of a tech in the sideboard, which is whatever the 3-mana angel from
Metropolis
Aftermath?
Region or something. Yeah,
Yes.
I played against someone that sideboard that in against. Like, why do they have that in their sideboard? But is it really good against the red decks?
I mean, the red decks, because, like, if they don't have hard removal, and why would they against my blue-white or Esper control deck, right? Like, so if they keep those in, it would only be for Metropolis thingy, and if they burn it to get rid of it, then I've already gained a bunch of life, which means I'm allowed to handle, you know, the damage of the flip.
And it gives you hexproof, right? So until they
Yeah.
get off the battlefield, they can't just like throw their mouth in your face and combo kill you. That actually seems like sweet tech. That like it's probably fine even against normal mono red too. Just like bring it in
Yeah.
to like eat a big attack, and the life out of it, or you block it.
Yeah, it's been solid in that, like, against that and aggro, like you had mentioned. That's when I bring it in. That's the other matchups I bring it in. And because it has flying, they don't get to be cute with Slick Shot and try to just swing in, because it can block Slick Shot easily.
Are you playing like Caretaker's Talent control? Are you playing